especially coming from C class last May. That's when I first started racing. Then I did my first B class race this last, so it was October, November in Wilseyville. So yeah, first whole shot, first A class race, pretty happy about it. Right here, one of my buddies on the left, getting past me. I knew there was a lot of people coming up behind me that were going to be faster. I kind of have a history of not gelling well with the bike and the course for whatever reason at the beginning of races. I don't know if it's because of adrenaline or what, but yeah, still trying to figure it out. It's gotten a lot better since I started racing last May, but all in all, can't be too mad about it since I'm still pretty new to racing and I'm already in A class, thankfully. So. Using a GoPro, I've noticed a lot that looks like I'm going a lot slower than I am. Not that I'm the fastest around again by any means, but just something interesting I noticed. I know a lot of people that also use GoPros have noticed that too. Lately I've been working on trying to ride a higher gear and letting the suspension move more freely, because I've noticed when I'm up in the RPM, the bike definitely reacts a lot different. The suspension not happy. So yeah, been wanting to move up a tooth in the rear or get a Vortex ECU, something to help the bottom end. I just find too often that the way the gears are on this bike, and maybe it also being a 254 stroke, I just can't hang out in the low to mid RPM. So I'm going to try moving up a tooth in the rear sprocket, see if that helps at all. I know the bike from factory, from what I've been told, is possibly in the mellow map. I don't have the map switch, so might tinker with that. Vortex ECU, who knows? The bike just, it's like I'm hitting rev limiters, so I shift up, and if I'm on any type of incline, then that shifting up, it's now too low of an RPM, and the bike doesn't make enough power to pull me through. It's kind of limiting. I don't know if it's my riding style and the gear ratio, but if anybody has any advice, definitely chime in and let me know what you think. Have you tried an extra tooth in the rear? Did it help out a lot? Would love to know. Definitely noticing my GoPro angle was too low for this race, so yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully next race I have it a little better, so you're not just looking at my feet half the time, but hopefully the footage is good enough and y'all enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Obviously GoPro angle needs to be up a bit, but if any of you have a GoPro 11 and find that you're running out of battery too fast, or you know a setting that works really good with the GoPro 11 but can last longer than an hour, let me know, because the battery dies between an hour and a half of riding, and yeah, I don't get even half the race in. So yeah, I make a sound, make sounds a lot, just like many people when you're a fast rider coming up on a slower rider. I just do this to every single person just to see if they'll let me pass safely, so that way we're both good, no wrecks or anything. And especially this section here, it's not the steepest thing in the world, but you know, it's downhill, it's pretty choppy, pretty narrow, so yeah, just trying to avoid a pile up of a mess and trying to avoid either myself or the other rider getting injured. This race, I had my forks reworked from Derek at NV2 Suspension. He's the only one that's touched my suspension in the past, but when he last did, it was when I was a C-class rider and I was just starting out racing. So yeah, I've gotten a lot faster since. My riding style is definitely different, so I just needed some adjustments. So he went ahead and did that for me, and I actually never even got to test out the suspension before this race, just because I've been busy. So definitely need to mess with the clickers and everything, but overall, it's done great things, especially this section right here. It's super choppy. For those of you that raced, you know this section can kind of throw you. So yeah, my old suspension setup definitely wouldn't have worked. Even with the clickers not being adjusted to my liking, it's still a lot better than it previously was. Something I really like about this new setup here in the front I have is when it gets really rough and nasty in the chop, and when I'm going, the faster I'm going, it works a lot better than my old setup. Again, it was just, my old setup was more suited for when I was a slower rider and had a little bit different style of riding, so I just needed some adjustments. It's been long overdue, but money's been tight and I can be cheap, so yeah. Eventually I'm going to have them do my rear shock because it's still the stock one, and hey, the thing with the Passion kicks me left and right no matter what settings I put it at on the clickers, and definitely needs to get worked on. up on the end of lap 1 here. Definitely have a lot of things to improve on. Like I said, my starts, for some reason, I just can't find my groove, and my whole first lap is, no matter what race I've done, is usually just the slowest by far. And you'll see here shortly too, the end of lap 1, at the last second I noticed the race lane instead of the pit stop lane, so accidentally took the pit lane and had a few people pass me because of that, because I was trying to ride slow in the pits, but they were pretty nice, ended up letting me by later on, so it wasn't too big of an issue, but definitely a mistake on my part. So yeah, part 2 will be uploaded soon.